I would say yes and no. It's not that the medications work different in people with diabetes versus those who don't have diabetes, but it's that they work in many ways in a glucose dependent manner. So we have GLP receptors all throughout our body. They're not just in our gut. We have them in our gut. We have them in our brain. We have them in our heart. We have them in our blood vessels, in our kidneys, in our pancreas. So pretty much everywhere. And that's why we can see all sorts of different effects and all sorts of different benefits beyond just glucose control and beyond just weight loss. That's why they are looking into GLP medications for things like cardiac protection. So GLP-1 is involved with all these different processes within our body, but the main things that we talk about GLP-1 being involved with is glucose control and appetite reduction. The main ways that GLP-1 helps with appetite reduction is by stimulating the appetite control center of our brain and by slowing down gastric emptying. So it just makes the food move through our stomach and our intestines slower so that we feel fuller quicker and we don't eat as much. When we talk about how these medications help with glucose control, we're talking about things that are glucose dependent. So if you're not eating and there's not sugar in your blood, then these things aren't going to happen. Or if you don't have some sort of insulin resistance where you're having a hard time maintaining your sugar levels the appropriate way, then these things right here are not going to happen. When we eat something, our pancreas is supposed to behave and help us manage the sugar that is now in our blood. In people who have insulin resistance or diabetes being like the more extreme example of insulin resistance, diabetes type 2, the pancreas is not behaving. In somebody who has insulin resistance, GLP medications are going to help the pancreas behave better. We're not going to see this in people who don't have diabetes because the pancreas is already behaving. And what I mean by the pancreas behaving is that the incretin effect is occurring like it's supposed to. So when there's sugar present in our blood, our pancreas is going to be stimulated and it's going to secrete insulin, which is going to take the sugar out of our blood into our tissues and our muscles. And similarly, when we already have enough sugar in our blood, we don't want our body to dump even more sugar into it and make it too high. So our alpha cells of our pancreas are supposed to decrease glucagon secretion, which will decrease the new production of glucose in our liver, preventing it from getting too high. In somebody who has insulin resistance, the most extreme version of that being diabetes type 2, this whole process, this incretin effect, is not working like it's supposed to, and GLP medications help it work. So it's not that people without diabetes aren't getting that benefit. It's that they already have that working and they just don't need it. So it works a little different, but it also doesn't.